Welcome to Wine Time Mysteries, where we talk about true crime, the paranormal, mysteries, and cryptozoology with a dash of comedy. This podcast contains adult themes and is intended for mature audiences only. Don't forget to click follow and tickle that little notification bell. Now, find a comfy spot. We're about to start today's episode. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back
to Wine Time Mysteries.
Tonight, we have another oldie. But don't worry, you're not about to get fish slapped.
Thank you.
No nails in the groin.
Oh, damn it.
Tonight. I know. Oh.
Gonna have to do that when I get home.
So, all right. Well, tonight's episode is on Belle Gunness.
Oh.
Belle Gunness.
Belle Gunness kill you.
Are you proud of yourself?
I'm really not.
In general?
Okay.
Jeepers creepers.
Why am I like this? Maybe you've broken me so much.
Me?
Your cases are the fucked ones at the moment.
Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You wanted to do true crime.
Yeah. Karma, right?
Anyway. Belle Gunness. Okay.
It's my dumb rubbing off on you.
Please stop rubbing me off. Fuck me.
Fuck me.
Anyway, Belle Gunness.
I don't know, we're gonna be.
Born on November 11th, 1859 in Selbu, Norway.
Oh.
She was a Scorpio.
Fucking Scorpios.
We're so bad.
So naughty.
We're just doing bad girl shit.
Oh.
Yeah. While we know her today as Belle, her birth name was Brynhild Paulsdatter Storseth.
Oh.
Say that 10 times fast.
Brynhild Sport. No.
Spalls.
Spalls.
Brynhild Spalls. Belle started working at 14 to earn enough money for passage to New York. She would help the neighboring farmers milk their cows and herd their cattle. Moo. I tried to find the cost of passage from Norway to America, but there was literally only one website that had any information on it based on that date. What I was able to see was that it was between, again, I could have read it wrong, maybe between 60 to 166 krona, which was like Dutch kroner at the time. Mm-hmm. And I think there's only one place that used that still, which is like Greenland. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me, because I'm probably wrong. And I think that was around like $8.64 up to $23.91. But with inflation, that would be like $247 up to $686 today. She would finally have enough money saved by 1881 and immigrated to the United States. And she was processed through Cable Garden, which is where she changed her name to Belle. I guess she kind of just wanted to be a little bit more anglicized, maybe.
Yeah.
Because that Brunhild, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. She then made her way to Chicago to meet her sister, Nellie, who had immigrated several years earlier. Nellie.
Belle Nellie.
Belly and Nellie.
Belly and Nellie.
Creative.
Yeah.
I wonder if her sister's name was actually Nellie, or she changed that too.
Or if it was shortened. Like that.
To earn money, Belle worked as a domestic servant and then later got a job at a butcher shop until she married Mads Sorensen in 1884. Belle was described as a strong and kind of butch woman, being only 5'7" tall and weighing around 113 kilos.
Oh.
She was solid.
Like a bell.
Especially for... Oh, no. She was probably shaped like a bell, wasn't she? I mean, this was back in 1884, though. I think being that girthy...
Was normal?
I don't know. If you were that large, if you were that rotund at the time, it would suggest that you had money. Because you don't just get fat from air and water. I do. She was built like a brick shit ass. After getting married, she was out of butchery and into the candy trade. Another Candyman. Don't worry, it's not the same as
Okay, good.
Dean. Coral.
Call the warrior king.
And the two even owned a candy store, which would end up burning to the ground, and in an unfortunate twist of fate, their home would follow suit, burning away with everything they owned. That's kind of shitty. Well, things just seemed to go from bad to worse for the couple as their two children would pass away from inflammation of the large intestine, and by 1890, her husband had come home sick with a headache, and she found him dead that evening when she went to go check on him.
Oh.
Belle decided a move might change her luck, and she bought a pig farm in La Porte, Indiana, and she relocated. By 1902, Belle, now tired of being a widow, would marry Peter Gunness, who was also a widower. But her terrible luck seemed to have followed her, as his infant daughter would die a week later while being left in her care. I think what happened was he was a widower. This was not written anywhere, I just made an assumption. He was a widower, had an infant child. That just made me think that his wife had died during childbirth, maybe?
Yeah.
During labour.
Yeah.
It was kind of common too.
Yeah. Back in the day.
And if you didn't think it would go from bad to worse, it went to even worse with our little chonker Belle, whose second husband, Peter, would die 8 months later while dropping a meat grinder on his own head while trying to retrieve it off a high shelf. Your face is everything.
I was not expecting that. What a way to fucking go.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Oh.
A meat grinder.
Enough shit could kill you back then.
You didn't want to have to worry about fucking dropping a meat grinder on your head.
Fucking hell.
The coroner suspected that it was murder, as it was such a strange set of circumstances, but it was inconclusive, so no charges were pressed and everything went back on to normal. This lonely lady would not settle for single, so she started placing ads in the Chicago newspaper, specifically looking for a new husband. As luck would have it, someone answered from Wisconsin, a farmhand named Henry Gerholt, who would end up moving to La Porte to live with Belle.
What a time to be alive. Put an ad out. I need a husband, please.
Can you imagine in the newspaper being like, I would like a husband, one turns up to your house?
I know. Oh, thank you. That didn't take long.
Yes, please. I'll do that. No, because then you can't choose. It's just some stranger turns up. And what if he doesn't like what he sees?
Yeah, open the door. Oh, no, that was me. I
Got
didn't
the
put an
wrong
ad out.
house.
Try next door.
After arriving, he would send a letter to his family telling them how much he liked the farm and that he was well, and to send some seed potatoes. Fiddly potatoes.
I was just about potatoes.
Potatoes. His family became worried as that letter was the last contact that they would have from him, so they reached out to Belle to try and get in touch with him. Belle advised them that he was actually in Chicago now with horse traders. They have a farm, so maybe he was just going to pick up some horses. Henry would never go back to the farm, so Belle went back to the papers, and in 1906, after months of writing to each other, John Moe moved to La Porte to be with her. By 1908, Belle's farm would be burned to the ground, and the body of a headless adult woman identified as Belle Gunness was found, with that of her children and at least 11 additional people on the property. Introducing Ray Lamphere, Belle's on and off again lover, who was convicted of arson in connection with the fire. When he was taken into custody, he was wearing John Moe's overcoat and Henry Gerholt's watch. Ruh-roh, the plot thickens. And this, Ashley, is where I pull the rug from under you.
Oh, great.
Because I wrote it in a way to try to manipulate the story.
I know you fucking love doing that.
That's what I do. Belle Gunness was pronounced dead, even though the coroner testified that the headless woman was 5 inches shorter and about 50 pounds lighter than Gunness.
Is it because her head was there?
I thought that too. I was like, yeah, well, her head's gone.
Yeah.
Because
She got no head.
Yeah, it's
Because
like-
she got to weigh less and the height and...
Yeah, I don't think her head weighed 50 pounds.
You don't know that.
30 pounds, I think, is like 10 kilos.
She's got a big head.
That's a fat fucking head. Because I think heads in general are like 5 kilo. Ray would spill the beans on Belle's activity, confessing to be her hired hand, spilling all of that tea on why she was really putting ads in the paper to begin with. See, her goal was to have men move in on the pretense of marriage, only to rob them and then murder them. Ray also stated that he was told to burn down the farmhouse while her children were still inside. So those were still her children that were in there. 3 of them, I believe. And he went on to say that the body of the headless woman was definitely not Belle at all, but was another one of her victims that she planted there to mislead investigators, which kind of appeared to have worked. And I think that's really smart for that time.
I was literally about to say that's super smart, but I wasn't sure if that was out of line. It's not the first out of line thing I've said before. Eat my ass. But no, that for back then, that is very...
Smart.
Yeah.
Smarter pants.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. It really goes to show, though, the difference between a good doctor / coroner and a bad one. A bad one says, well, I was told that this is person X, so even though they don't really fit the height or the weight, I'm just going to say that it's them, and it doesn't really matter. Versus, why is this person shorter and slimmer than Belle Gunness? We need to investigate further, or we cannot conclude that this is the victim. And the amount of shitty coroners that we've come across hurts my whole. Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Every hole. You might also be wondering at this point, like, why now? Why now are you burning your house down?
Yeah.
Like, seems a little rash. I mean, to be fair, like, killing people and robbing them is quite rash, but...
But couldn't you sell it and move and...
You'd assume. But one of the victim's brothers had actually warned Belle that he was going to be visiting the farm to investigate his brother's disappearance. And I guess that was kind of enough for her to panic and make a hasty plan. Which is what she did. I think this is also a good time to inform you that I did omit like a little bit of information earlier. That everyone that died in connection to Belle before the farm had like life insurance taken out on them. If I added that earlier, you would have picked on straight away to the fact that she was a dirty cunt. So I just decided not to do that.
Good. I like a lot that.
You like a lot that. Lie to me. The previous fires were also deliberate to get insurance payouts because they did get an insurance payout from the company they had and the house. Clever girl. All of the life insurances, all of the insurance to the property, she only, I believe, would have gotten around $8,000.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money. I don't know why people didn't cotton on. But mind you, they didn't have computers to keep the data, so... Now, Ray also told the police to look for soft depressions in the earth. And they listened, and they found a lot of soft depressions in the earth where they kind of dug up burlap sacks. And those sacks contained decapitated torsos, arms, legs, hands, and feet. And apparently some of them were in the state of decay that it looked like jelly dripping off the bones. That's what they said. Not what I said. I don't know how many graves were dug up in total, so I'm not really too sure. But they did make a strange note stating that all of the ends of the bones had been crushed, like they'd been hit with a hammer. So I don't know if that was just part of how she took them apart or not. I don't know. Now, this is probably going to make you a little bit angry, but Belle Gunness kind of got away with everything. It is believed that she survived because there are sightings of her back in Chicago after the events. The police received reports from people and listened, but didn't try to find her, didn't try to do anything because they kind of didn't really care. And in the end, no one really knows what happened to Belle Gunness. If she would ever kill again, or con again, or if she died, a miserable piece of shit. The end.
I like that.
Well, you're not supposed to, but it was a lot more gentle
Yeah.
than the other ones.
That was like old love. Was it Marianne? Dalton? Was she the one that got away? Who was the one that got away?
Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
Lalaurie. That's right. I always find those ones interesting though, because it's like, did they actually get up to shit?
After the fact.
Yeah, surely.
You can't have such a specific life of crime where you can easily kill someone and take their money and kill babies and take money of insurance, burn places down. I don't understand how you would just go and live a normal life after that.
It's going to go get a 9 to 5 and that's the past is the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she found a wealthy husband after that and then
decided to keep him.
Gave up her life of crime. But see, that's also something I don't understand. You marry a rich man and you kill him for the money, but you get arrested and go to jail. Happens every time.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who's killed their wealthy person and then not been arrested for it.
Yeah.
My thing is, and just correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm like way left of field here, is if they're already paying for everything for you, why not just leave them alive and stay with them?
And be a kept woman.
And be a kept woman.
Yeah.
I have been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I honestly think that I would probably quite like to be a kept woman.
Yeah.
I don't want to work.
No.
Or if I do, like, I want to do something that helps.
Yeah.
Like with pets, animals.
Oh my god.
Or imagine if I got to open up like a reptilatorium.
Oh my god.
Where I get to have just reptiles every day.
And you get to play with them and hold them and not kill people over their life insurance.
I know. See, I get money and reptiles.
Win-win.
Win-win. So what? I have to go down on them every once and again. I will do it.
But also, she didn't really sound like a catch.
She was not a catch.
Yeah. So, like, get what you're given. Be grateful that you're even becoming a kept woman, I guess.
I mean, where's this whore?
Honey, you had a husband. Be grateful.
Yeah, and don't worry, like, you might think, oh, but maybe she was prettier when she was younger. No.
Oh.
She was like one of those cavemen things.
I was literally about to say a man in a dress.
I mean, men can wear dresses too.
Yeah, but they're prettier than her.
True. And on that, little mung beans. That brings us to the end of this week's episode. Don't forget to check out Two Tits. We need to share it some love because it has subsequently less followers than what Wine Times has. So please head on over there. You can search for it just by looking up Two Tits WTM on Spotify and drop us a like.
Tickle the little notification pickle.
That's right. Okay. Tickle the pickle?
Tickle the pickle. I fucking love pickles.
So thank you for listening. Check out us on our social media platforms and drop us a line if you feel like it.
We should do it. Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Bye.
Bye.